Hello, everybody. This is part 3 of All About Spirits with Jamie and Erik. Erik, we're going to continue to ask some questions about you, basically. What spirits are like, what they experience. Now, I always wanted to know, you guys use thought to create reality, and it happens so quickly. Over here, it takes so long to think of something and manifest it. How does that work?
How does it work? By taking too long? Because you're fucking with yourself.
Okay, that's not a good image, but go ahead.
Thank you for recognizing that image. You're putting obstacles in your own way without knowing it. Because you're putting them in your way because you're fucking trained that way. You know, your parents said, no pain, no gain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Patience, right? Because if you chill out, you'll get what you want. There's really no right answer or wrong answer, but you need to move at the speed that your emotional body says you need to be at. Right? When you're feeling awkward, uncomfortable, ungrounded, you need to make changes right away. There doesn't need to be some freaking pause. You have to rescue yourself whenever you are feeling separate from the whole. A lot of people will probably think, what the fuck is separate than the whole? But if you're having an emotion where you can't ground yourself, connect yourself, you feel uncomfortable, you feel like you're in a funk, then I'll just tell you right off the bat that something is really wrong. And you're not owning up to it. And because you're not owning up to it, you think that you could just push through it, just ignore it, ignorance is bliss, and all that fucking crap, that you... God. Jamie is stumped. She's officially stumped. Go again, Erik. Take 2. If you start believing that ignorance is bliss and that you have to push through to get to where you need to be and ignore what's happening, then you are choosing to put obstacles in your way. You're choosing not to be emotionally honest with yourself for whatever reasons. And it's your own shit. It's not mine. It's not your neighbors. It's not your parents. It's your own shit, right? Because ultimately it's up to you to decide what is going to be your own truth or not. And that's the shit that makes it take so fucking long to really create what you want to create. And you know, there's people who actually do it really well, right? And they get all the shit that they want. You know, we look at them and we call them lucky. Oh, they're so lucky. And then what do we normally do? We look at them and we go, I hate you for that. Nice valley girl. You put a judgment on them and you want to shun them instead of being happy for them. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Be happy for each other. This is so crazy. It's such an attacking kind of a community. Earth. When he says community, he shows me the image of Earth.
Okay. So really, it's not that you guys are different, it's that we are. The natural state is creating things instantaneously.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what do you miss most about earthly life, Erik?
I can't type it out.
No. Just say it. It's already, people. Cover your children's ears.
He says, I know the right thing to say is family. I miss, no, but all in honesty, joking aside, besides my penis, I miss my family the most.
Oh, no.
It is, okay, it's hard to tell when Erik is drawing the line, when he's just really kind of sobering up to the answer. Sobering up to the answer is that he misses people. He misses the connection and relationships the most with the people that he's left behind.
Well, why is it different? Why should it be different?
Because that's the point. It shouldn't be that different. But people don't believe, people on Earth believe that death is the end-all be-all, right? They don't believe that you can belly up to some table and actually discover a way to talk to people in the afterlife. Life continues. You are not on this short little cycle. Oh, I guess he's just kind of speaking to the room, like, because he kind of turned away and he He was like, I can't wait for fucking people to learn this shit. Just to learn that, life doesn't begin and end. It's a continuous. He's kind of throwing his arm out, and it goes, and it goes, and it goes, and it goes, and it goes.
So really a death is just like dropping your body like a suit of clothes. That's it.
Ta-da! Yes.
Okay. So what about relationships do you miss? Do you miss the physical aspects of hugs? And I mean, you and I have a relationship, but there's certain things missing, obviously.
He goes, come on, man, are you putting words in my mouth?
Yes, I am.
Yes, but I do miss it. It's the tangible, the contact that you have hand to hand, and he says, I don't know. I love this. His voice drops like a real soft tone, and he says, I don't know. I just want people to take time. He's pausing. To physically feel. What is the texture of the curtain like? What is, the softness of your sweetheart's skin? How does their hair feel? I don't know why people are choosing to become more independent and pull away from that. Like, snuggling isn't good or something. We really, being funny, we really should launch a campaign that snuggling saves lives.
Snuggling saves.
Snuggling saves. Whether it's with your pet, right? With your child, with your sweetheart, snuggling saves lives. That contact that you have you can't replace it. When you let go and you're in the afterlife, you're an energetic body, and granted, you gain so much, but you do lose that physical body. And now, what can that physical body do? Right? Touch, resist, hold on to things. It can eat, it can shit.
I'm sure you don't miss that.
No, not really. He definitely doesn't miss constipation.
I don't think anybody would. Maybe the activity people. The, what do you call it? Activa. Activia. Yeah, there we go.
He's singing it too. He said it's so contagious. But he said I would tell people, kind of as my personal advice while you're living is touch, reach out, hold someone, pay attention to what it physically feels like, because the emotions, you can continue to have those, and you can continue to have conversation. It will translate different because you're not looking at that person's face and you're not touching them, physically touching them. You're energetically touching them, you're emotionally touching them, you're mentally touching them, but all of this doesn't require the physical body, and the senses that we experience that don't pertain to the physical body. I argued with him, and I said, I think all senses pertain to the physical body. He was like, you know what the fuck I mean? Like, reaching out and just really making sure that it's real, right? You'll tend to dismiss them. You won't give them the same validity, the same strength and power that you would with another one. And I wouldn't want to see anyone that I know or that I've currently met on Earth have a regret when they come here about, not hugging someone enough, or not remembering, what the dirt felt like beneath their feet. He's like, that's ridiculous. This is everything that you can go do right now, cost-free.
That's true. And I think that physical touch also evokes emotions, and that gets to the root that we are emotional beings. So it seems like here we usually just think. We don't feel physically and we don't feel emotionally as much as we should.
I know, we need to, here's another line of sheets. T-shirts.
Sheets, I like that one.
Sheets. That I translate verbatim. It's so terrible. Unless he gets to the dirty words, they make me pause. But another line of t-shirts is that, I am an emotional being. Drop the human. And he's kind of ranting right now. He's talking about science and doctors, and there's been articles published and discoveries, all these things. They can now say that your first reaction against whatever it is emotional, then it's physical, and then it's your thought. So what the fuck is wrong with us that we always think thought comes first? Holy shit, we're missing 2 huge reactors that have already occurred. Chose us to black them out and ignore them and go straight for the thought process, which is the last fucking thing that happens. But we give it more energy, more control, more value, and then later on, we realize emotionally we were crushed, and now we have to be in therapy for a really long time and fix ourselves. And we wish we would have reacted a different way, but yet you're not changing the process of your understanding of the reaction. You're still latching onto what you're thinking, and you're not practicing identifying what you're feeling. You've got to identify. He's got his little hands and fists, and he's hitting his legs. You've got to identify what you're feeling. That's it. That's the answer to most of the shit you're sitting here asking for.
So emotional honesty with yourself and others.
Yes.
That seems to be your number one rant. That's very important.
Mom, Mom, I love when he says it. Mom, it is the foundation for anything that you ask. Anything.
Okay. What else do you miss?
Food.
Well, you can create food there. What's the difference?
You can. It's not the same. It's the restaurant, it's the ambiance, it's the being with your friends, it's the conversation, it's the social event around food, but the goodness of the food. That's just like I can create my motorcycles here, I can create speed here, and all that's fun. I don't really miss those things because I have it. Like, when you're on a motorcycle, you're not sharing it with someone. That's your time, your alone time, your time to think, to feel the wind. But when you're eating, you don't make a fantastic meal and then sit by yourself. Some people do, because I admire that. But really, the kind of meal that I'm talking about is the social goodness.
Can't you create that over there with your buddies? All sit around a pizza or nachos and go after it?
Oh, God. Pichos and nachos. Pizza and nachos. No, I can do that with my buddies that are here, but what am I going to make? Like, make a voodoo doll of you and prop you up at the end of the table? Make one of my sister, my brother, and prop everybody up? I guess it's kind of creepy, Mom.
It's very creepy. I don't want any pins in me, thank you very much. Anything else you miss in the earthly life?
Okay, that was said pretty sweet. The nervousness that you feel in the pit of your stomach and the rush in your chest before you're about to kiss someone for the first time.
Oh.
He said, we have a different reaction here. When you're on Earth, you have to rely on your ability to read a person. And sometimes you can be completely wrong. Just totally fucking wrong. And you move in and you get slapped.
Aww.
Here, you can feel someone from head to toe before you move in to have any kind of intimacy with them. You don't get that rejection sense. You know who wants to be close with you and when and why. All of that information is just readily available. You're processing and feeling it. Your entire body is, but not on Earth. And there's that bit of excitement with that mystery.
And anticipation of any sort also? I mean, you don't know here what's going to happen around the corner. You might think you know sometimes, but you don't. Do you miss that?
I guess in some ways, yeah. But not not as much as the anticipation of something that's very intimate.
Okay. What do you like the best about being there?
Best. He thinks it's hard to answer. Ooh, it's hard, guys.
Give me a couple then.
You said it. I'm saying that. Oh, he wants to take something back and I'm not going to let him. How's
All
that?
right.
Huh?
Turnabout is fair play, girl.
It is. He likes the voyeuristic qualities that he has. And he wanted to take that back because he didn't want to scare off anybody who wanted to, participate with him or talk to him spiritually, because he doesn't. Yeah, you can't get around that quite easily, can you, Erik?
Uh-oh, he's cornered.
He's cornered. What he wants to talk about and teach is that even if a spirit is in a room watching you do the nasty or take a poop, he's using different words, but it means nothing to them. It's a human function. It's like there's no emotional rise in it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're a spirit who's died but stayed in the human planes, ghost, these haunting things that you hear about on TV, if they are watching you, they still have that emotion need. They want to participate or engage, right? They're not in the right state of mind. Because I just want to let everybody know that I've crossed over. I don't want any part of what you're doing. I don't judge you. It's your life. I support everything that you're choosing to do for yourself. Because I'm just saying that I really like to be able to see people's lives and their reactions and their choices. And people are going to make up their own minds about that, Erik. He's like, I'm not a bad person.
Oh, of course you're not.
We all know you're not a bad person. You're just very lively. But that's what he likes the most. And he wanted to take it back to not offend anyone. But we're being really honest. That's what it is.
Okay, well, Erik, when I take my shower, can you please make yourself scarce?
Deal.
All right.
Deal. No problem there.
Yeah, it would scare him. All right, people, that's the end of part 3. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to go visit Jamie's site, it's withloveandlight.com, withlandlight.com. If you want to check out Erik's site, it's www.channelingericwithak.com. See you later, guys.
Bye. Take care, everyone.